Welcome to the live stream. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. The show will start shortly.
Dantano.
Yo, we are live, everybody. What's happening? What's happening? It is late. It is the first of the month. Remember, your rent's due. It's the first of the month. Oh man. Thank you everybody for showing up. Appreciate y'all. If you could share this on your favorite stream, your favorite social medias, would be greatly appreciated. We got Mr. Dennis in the house and we got Mr. EM Tech in the house. You know, they come in to join us. And if you're a channel member, the link is in the community tab for the channel members. You guys can pop in, join in on the convo, bug out, have some fun. We're just gonna bug out and we're gonna do some home ISP. We're gonna be talking about cable, home ISP options, benefits of fixed wireless versus hardline, stuff like that. We're just gonna get into it and we'll see how it goes from there.
And of course, some spicy surprise news for what Carlos is going to be getting inbound here tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Why don't you break it down, Dennis? Why don't you break it down, bro?
Well, do we hit him with the surprise news that I'm sure people will be somewhat shocked by?
It's up to you, bro. I'm leaving the cards up to you, bro.
All right. Well, then let's kick it off with that. So for anybody that's curious of what this shocking surprise news is, Carlos is about to be getting Verizon Fios installed tomorrow. He's getting their gigabit service, and interestingly enough, in his market, Verizon has started offering up a backup internet option for Fios customers. Specifically, it is a fixed wireless solution for when his Fios goes down, and it uses C-band 5G, which is what this stream is being used on right now.
Yep. We are streaming right now on the fixed wireless and 77 C-band box right now. So, hey, if it's not doing good, guys, cut it no slack. It is what it is. We got to bomb them as we got to bomb them. Feel it?
But, Carlos, I know you're usually pretty excited about all things internet. You're not too picky, but I do got to ask you real quick here.
Yes, sir.
What are your expectations for the actual installation process tomorrow? Like, do you think it's going to be nice and smooth and easy? Do you think the performance is going to be pretty much on par with your CenturyLink? Like, what are your expectations before you actually get a chance to get a hands-on experience?
Well, installation-wise, I'm going to feel that since they're going to have to basically run it from the tap, the last end of the fiber, from the distribution box right to the side of the home, that's probably going to be, a lengthy process because, they're going to have to put it on, dig it out, fish it through the side of the house, dig it right out. And then they're going to probably have to drill a hole, probably put the ONT in the garage, and then, from there, then we got to set up the routers and all that good stuff, And,
well, if they do it like Pittsburgh, they'll put the ONT on the outside of your house if they do it like Pittsburgh.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, my CenturyLink one is in the garage. Like it's inside in the corner.
Man, I wish they would have put it in my garage. If they would have put it in my garage, that would have been really helpful. But okay, so that's your expectations. How about performance-wise? Do you think it's going to be better, worse, or the same as your CenturyLink fiber?
I'm hoping that it's in par. That's of course, we all hope. But if not, then like they sent me an email, bro. I got 90 days free files. So if within 90 days it doesn't work out, bro, I literally will call them and tell them, get your shit out of here, rip this out, fill the hole that you had to drill, and get it out of here. I literally will call them and tell them to get out of there, bro. And that's it. And stick with the CenturyLink.
Gotcha. Okay.
I just another option to try, bro. I like trying these options out. This just to see what the expectation is going to be, you know. And I will document, you know, how the installation goes. I will document, you know, if they followed the instructions I wanted, you know, let's say putting the ONT in the garage like CenturyLink. You know, how did they help me set it up? Were they, you know, very detailed? Did they miss a detail or what? You know, we'll go through it all, bro. Screw it. Why not?
So EM Tech, I want to hear your thoughts real quick. I don't really chime in too much because I already wear the anti-Verizon cap. So let's hear what you have to say. What do you think? What do you think Carlos should expect, and what do you think he'll actually see?
To be honest, I didn't even know Vegas was a Fios market, so I'm just as surprised as everyone else. I mean, depending on how well the deployment's done, I would expect what they advertise 940 by 880 for their gig service. I'd expect something close to that.
Well, it better be in par with CenturyLink, bro, because even if they're given the 90 days, bro, if it's not in par within the first couple of days, they can take their 90 days and they can shove it, bro, and they can come pick up their shit.
I mean, how are the peering agreements with CenturyLink? Like, do you get decent performance with them?
CenturyLink, I get the whole shebang, bro. I get the 940 by 940 or even over. Which
basically his ping times are basically almost zero with CenturyLink.
0 to 2, depending.
Oh shit. Well, I don't know if Fios will beat that, to be honest.
Well, we're gonna see. It's brand new equipment, brand new everything. So we gotta see, you know, brand new distribution boxes, you know, everything. So we'll see. We'll just have to see.
All right. Well, changing gears, Carlos, you've had the fortune to try just about every piece of internet technology that exists for home internet use. You've had not one, but 2 different fiber providers at this point to experience. You've had traditional coaxial cable that you've used. You've used both Verizon's home internet on C-band and their LTE, as well as T-Mobile's 5G product. You've also used AT&T's home wireless over like hotspot. You've also used Starlink's satellite internet. And I think you've had experience with DSL as well, because if I remember correctly, I think you said at your mom's place they had a CenturyLink DSL out that way.
Yep.
With that being said, let's have a let's make sort of like a hierarchy, basically, of like, this is obviously the first choice, this is next best thing, so on and so forth, until we work our way down to worst internet choice, generally speaking. Sound good?
Sure.
All right, so I think we can all agree that fiber is the gold standard. Period.
Yeah. Period. Okay.
Right.
We agree on that one.
Now, the second option is a place of contention. I've been on Snee's stream. I've obviously been on your stream now. There's been lots of debates over it. But for me, I think second best thing is cable.
I mean, I can agree with that because I had a bad experience with Cox, bro. You know, I told you about it. I don't know if I ever sent you the pictures of how the wire was ran on my old house. It was ran on top of the rocks instead of being buried. You know, it was like Mickey Mouse ghetto shit, bro. Literally, like Mickey Mouse. But once we had my neighbors and I in the old neighborhood, we all teamed up and blew up their tech support to get them to come out and redo everything. They found out there was a bad amplifier and everything. And once they replaced the amplifier, once they replaced the side wiring and all the houses with upgraded thicker gauge copper too and everything, honestly, bro, the experience was not bad. It worked. And I was actually getting more than I was paying for. But the 10 upload, bro, it's just killer. I mean, yes, the pings were, 7, 8, 9 range, but it's just the uploads, bro. And RFK Tech, Ricky, thank you so much for the super chat, bro. He had to hit it to us, bro. Dump the skunk P You. You know Ricky, bro. PU.
EM Tech, what are your thoughts, man? Do you place cable as the second best option if you can't get fiber?
With the exception of millimeter wave home internet, I think yes, cable is the second best option.
Well, millimeter wave is fair game here. You think millimeter wave is better than cable?
Oh.
I do. And the only reason I'm saying that is because the companies that run these cable networks are atrocious.
Ignore the companies for a moment, because I think it's fair to say at this point that every telecom company across the board, whether it be satellite, because Houston and Viasat exist, to cable, to wireless, all have their own horror stories, and I don't think any of them actually does a great example of customer service and everything else. So ignoring that, I'm talking about from a technology standpoint, like just straight up focused on performance and cost. You can include cost in this because that's also an important factor. Do you still lean on millimeter wave being that option?
I do, actually. Only because I think the technology, as it stands, is relatively new and is performing significantly better than our current cable options that are available commercially, and it can only go up from here.
So as you know, and I'm sure you watched me talk on Sneed's show, this is a point of contention. I believe millimeter wave is very cable-esque in performance. I will not disagree with you on that, because clearly I have seen even like 4.8 gigs on the download. That being said, and the ping times have also been rather comparable. That being said, though, for the point of main contention, which is upload speeds for most when they bash on cable, I would say generally speaking that millimeter wave has comparable upload speeds, where in best case scenario it's getting higher at around like 100 meg. I would say is a fair-ish standpoint, to worst case scenario being right around like say maybe like 25 to 35 range, which is very much cable-esque in performance. And then as far as the pings go, it's not that the pings themselves are bad, but going back to that, well, we've had conversations for EM Tech behind the scenes about peering agreements and stuff like that and how traffic gets routed. Typically speaking, even though the ping times to say like Verizon's host server are great, if you're trying to do something like say gaming on it, the way the traffic gets routed on the mobile network tends to be somewhat worse in my experience in comparison to like a traditional option. Do you think that's all fair points that are like, do we agree on these points pretty much?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think in terms of upload capacity, it's definitely a similar contention point as cable, where it's like a your mileage may vary type thing, depending on, how close you are to the node, how many other users are on that site or connected to your node, however many times the lines are split. You could be 2 houses down and get a significantly different experience with a company. That being said, I still think that millimeter wave has a lot more room to grow. Whereas cable, we're still seeing these companies be slow to market to compete with things like fiber and even millimeter wave. And I know we've talked about this before in the evolution of DOCSIS and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But as it stands right now, I think Verizon in particular is doing a fantastic job of getting this tech out and available to commercial, users relatively quickly. And it's impressive.
This is what I'll say. I think that from a consumer standpoint, ordering and getting set up with millimeter wave from from a setup process is much more convenient because no wires need to be ran. And I do think that as it currently stands today, there's definitely more potential for better, especially better download throughput. And especially at the pricing that it's listed at, you have much more potential to get better download throughput than with a traditional cable option. But that also being said, I think that although cable will either be more expensive to try to get comparable speeds, if we're talking about like getting gig and stuff like that, or if we're not talking about getting gig, then at a pricing standpoint, you're not getting necessarily as much download speeds. I do think that at least with cable, you're getting guaranteed speeds. Like more often than not, a good cable setup is going to give you a very good level of consistency in what you can expect. Whereas with the millimeter wave, just due to it being a wireless piece of technology, it is subject to some level of variability. I mean, I know millimeter wave has come a very long way, but even something as simple as a couple cars being in front of the node can impact performance to some level. It might not be disconnect you off the internet level, but it will definitely have an impact on the performance if that line of sight gets lost, which is something you don't have to worry about with having like a literal hardwired coaxial line coming into your house. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. I think that millimeter wave, though, an important point to make is that it eliminates a big problem with cable, and that's the existing hardware or existing lines run in someone's house or apartment or building that could be, that's on the building owner to maintain and make sure that it's up to spec,
Mm-hmm.
and it can get real costly to replace that kind of stuff. So having either an external antenna or a window mounted, receiver kind of eliminates that contention point that cable can have problems with.
Well,
So
if we're gonna get into that, then we could talk about literally traditional wisps, and specifically ones that are doing basically like air fiber. In fact, Carlos, if I remember correctly, out in Vegas, you were telling me about a company you were pretty excited about that is a wireless provider that's able to offer
Yeah.
symmetrical gig, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Damn, I'm trying to remember the name of that company. Son of a gun. I remember the name of it off the top of my head, bro. But yeah, when that option becomes available at my house, I will be getting it. I got to get it, bro. Got to try it out.
So, since we're comparing these wireless techs, EM Tech, would you vote for a more traditional WISP setup over this millimeter wave deployment, or are you still leaning on millimeter wave just due to the fact that it's a little bit more convenient?
I think from a convenience standpoint, I'd still stick with millimeter wave.
That's a fair point. So for you, millimeter wave, Carlos, and me, I agree, cable. Now for the third pick for me is millimeter wave. That's my pick. EM Tech. I'd be curious to hear if cable is going to be your third pick at this point. Is that what you'd pick for third for you?
Yeah.
And then Carlos, what would be your third pick? Millimeter wave.
I would say millimeter, of course, bro.
Okay. All right, now number 4. This is where it gets interesting. I want to hear what you guys think is the fourth best option if you're going to have home internet, assuming that you don't have access to good cable, fiber, or millimeter wave. What would you pick as number 4?
Ooh, bro. Like out here in Vegas, bro.
I'm focusing on the tech, and we can incorporate price into it because I feel like that's fair to incorporate.
I can say in Vegas, bro. Oof, this is tough, bro, because we do got that fixed. That I would say the WISP system. I think it's WeLink, the name of the company. Yeah, WeLink. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's $70 a month, gigabit up and down.
Okay. EM Tech, what would you put as number 4th place?
Given my experience in my market, I want to say like AT&T Uverse, like VDSL, that like 100 by 10 service that they offer, that that similar speed range.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Either that or it's going to be fixed wireless via like T-Mobile or Verizon, something like that, like a cellular based.
So I was thinking about this a lot more. Obviously, EM Tech, you hit the nail on the head. I was considering VDSL because I know that CenturyLink with their dual bonded pairs has been able to get some tremendous performance, and it is a hardwired solution. I was also considering mid-band, specifically focusing at C-bands, Verizon C-band deployment. And then also I was considering Starlink in this mix as well. Ultimately, though, I think I'm going to say that generally speaking, mid-band fixed wireless is generally speaking, I believe, going to be better than any DSL, including VDSL. Just because it does, first off, it's definitely going to not definitely, more likely than not, it's going to have higher uploads than the DSL option. Even though the download speeds might be comparable, the upload speeds will actually be meaningfully different. And 2, even in VDSL setups, latency over DSL still tends to be relatively high and very comparable to mid-band fixed wireless. And I know that fixed wireless is going to, generally speaking, be probably cheaper for the performance that you're getting. So I'd actually lean into fixed wireless on this one, mid-band. So Carlos is WISP, I'm mid-band, and you, EM Tech, are saying VDSL.
And what about you, Wes?
I don't know. I mean, I would almost say WISP because I have fiber off of wireless ISP gear. I've set it up myself. So the potential of, WISP companies and stuff, I would, it's definitely there. One little side note, the town next to me is getting a company called Utopia Fiber.
Oh, yes, I've heard about them because of Snazzy Labs. They're based out of Utah, right?
Yep. And so it's an open infrastructure fiber network. And long story short, you have like 16 different ISPs you can choose from on the fiber network, and 6 of them offer 10 gig. And going through, some information online, it's confirmed 10 gig is coming to that town, which is like within a mile of me. So possibly upgrading my antenna gear, and I can push up to, at my range, I can push about 4.5 to 5 gigs, which is about 1.1 mile.
Well, I am envious of you first off because Utopia, hands down, has got to be one of the best fire providers in this country, considering their backbone infrastructure and everything else. So,
Yeah,
lucky dog.
I've been looking into the multiple ISPs, especially the 10 gig ones, and yeah, looking at their upstreams and stuff, and they definitely have good upstreams, especially it's called the Salt Lake Internet Exchange. There is multiple upstream, fiber backbones, with some of them having 200 gig lines to Google and similar companies like that. So YouTube and stuff like that would be like prime.
Yeah. So, real quick on the topic of Wisp, let me explain my issue when it comes to Wisp. Okay. So, when it comes to the Wisp experience, I would say 8 out of 10 times you're not going to be getting these symmetrical gig speeds that we're talking about. Most of the time, Wisps are going to be
Not
probably
without paying a lot, no.
Yeah, most of the time Wisps for a residential setting are probably going to be only offering at best like 25 meg down and maybe 3 up. I would say that's more normal. And
Mine here offers up to 100, but yeah, their base plan 25, 50, and then 100.
But the problem with Wisp is, and this comes down the spectrum, is that
Yeah.
most Wisps tend to be smaller, and they just do not have the spectrum to deploy an adequate Wisp network.
Most just do everything off 5 gigahertz.
Mm-hmm. And if if a Wisp is able to offer those higher speeds, then it tends to need to be a point-to-point solution where the residential customer is going to have some level of land to install like a monopole or something on their house to get a precise, like, basically beam using like the 39 gigahertz like Ubiquiti gear, for example, to point that backbone. And that doesn't seem like a very practical solution. And with those types of deployments, from a cost standpoint, it'll probably be about double what mid-band like 5G is being marketed at, between $50 and $25, depending on if you're bundling with the Verizon or whomever.
Have you seen any of Ubiquiti 60 gigahertz gear?
Yes, I believe Linus used it on one of his videos to get his parents' internet across.
That is what I currently use for my fiber internet.
Yeah, it's incredible, but
It's
it has
phenomenal.
But it has that same problem. Like, it has that same problem though of like it has to be pinpoint focused, like spot on. Like even like an inch off makes a big difference, right?
My roof was redone recently, and I haven't realigned it, and so it's like at 20-30% link capacity, and I'm only getting 300 symmetrical, 400 symmetrical.
So there you go.
Still not bad, but
not
yeah,
bad,
it's
but that
way
that
off
highlights
alignment.
But that highlights my point, and considering that environmental factors can easily affect that, I feel like from a reliability standpoint, it can cause some concerns.
Yeah, when it rains, I almost always lose my 60 gigahertz, and it falls back to 5 gigahertz, and then my capacity drops to about 100, 200 meg.
And that's the reason why I don't necessarily like Wisp as a home internet option, because first and foremost, reliability is an issue. Reliability is something we want to focus on, and at least mid-band. I'm not saying mid-band doesn't have its own host of problems, but it's definitely less affected than that directional type of deployment.
I know 60 is bad though with rainfall. It is one of those weird frequencies, but
so just the
55's been pretty good.
So just the recap, I was on. I think I said mid-band. Carlos said Wisp.
Yeah.
You said Wisp, and then EM Tech, you said VDSL, correct?
Yeah, it's a toss-up between VDSL and mid-band.
All right, let's go into our 5th option. If for some reason all these other options aren't available, what do we rank as the 5th best home internet solution?
The mid-band options, bro.
Mid-band for you? Okay.
So when we say mid-band, just like C-band and stuff like that?
C-band, N41, that kind of thing. Let's say from 2.5 to 6 gigahertz, that range of frequencies.
Okay. I'm mid-band.
Go LTE home internet from like LTE low band from Verizon or T-Mobile.
Okay.
I guess mid-band.
Okay, and then since I used midband last time, I'm actually going to go ahead and incorporate specifically VDSL into this. So it has to be VDSL. If it's normal DSL, absolutely not, but VDSL, yes. All right. 7th pick.
VDSL for me.
All right. EM Tech.
Shit. Starlink. I'd say satellite, but more specifically Starlink.
Okay.
I would actually have to go Starlink because my experiences with VDSL haven't been too hot. So
All right, and then for me, it's going to be the LTE option. So that's Verizon's the throttled 50 by, I think it's 4 and
5.
50 by 5, and I think Verizon's the only one that's doing an LTE one, honestly, because AT&T's option is truly not worth it. It is god awful. So specifically directed at Verizon. All right, and then finally our 8th place option. I'm gonna assume that for Weasel, that's probably DSL of all natures. I'm assuming then.
yeah,
EM Tech, what's gonna be your 8th option?
I'd have to go traditional DSL.
Okay. And Carlos?
Starlink, bro. And the reason why I'm choosing Starlink as the 8th option is because the unit availability.
Yeah, and
I would put it in the top 3, being honest, keeping it 100 with you guys. But the reason why I can't is because there's people that put orders that are not even going to be fulfilled till like the end of 2022.
Yeah, and for me, I don't think, and this includes Starlink, I don't think you can get worse than satellite, period. I don't care if it's Starlink or not.
yeah.
Starlink is expensive. I mean, look, Starlink is doing tremendous things coming from in comparison to HughesNet or Viasat, but it's expensive, and from a long-term use standpoint, I just cannot realistically see it being able to compete or keep up with the technological advancements that are going to come about from 5G, cable, and of course, it's not going to even come close to fiber. So for me, Starlink or any satellite option for that matter is last place without question.
I definitely think if you're like out in like really rural areas and whatnot, Starlink's definitely a great option.
Right, but
It's probably not meant for like the average, person who can get any other connection.
you're 100% correct. But the point being, and the reason why I ranked it this way is, it's a great option if it's your only and last resort option. If satellite is the only option you have left, that's when you resort to it. But if you have anything else above the things that we said, you should be probably picking those. Is my point,
bro. But honestly, bro, since I've had my Starlink, and I know a lot of people here, a lot of my friends actually, bro, that live in areas where fiber is not offered, they're rocking Starlink, bro, here in Vegas and in Henderson. And honestly, bro, they prefer it over Cox just because they had that bad of an experience. And by the time you add let's say the 150 by 10, that's it's $69.99. Then if you want a true unlimited, you got to add another 50 to that.
Cox doesn't charge $50 for unlimited anymore. I think they'd reduced it to 30.
It's 50, baby.
Are you positive?
50. Only the Gigablast gets it at 30.
Cox unlimited data add-on cost. So, all right. So Cox has a 500 gigabyte add-on, and they have unlimited. Does anybody know? Can anybody confirm or deny? Carlos, do me a solid, bro, because I don't know an address that has Cox. Can you just pump in an address real quick so you can actually look at the pricing? Because I can't see pricing without pumping.
Yeah, because okay, so like Cox here in Vegas, the pricing is different than Cox in San Diego and Cox in Cleveland and Cox in Phoenix. Like they're all
obviously we talked about that with every ISP. Like for example, when I'm looking at their website, I'm seeing pricing of like 150 meg for like fucking for $40. So I don't know. But I want to base it off what you're basing it off because you actually have it. So
let me see here. Let me enter a BS address. Let's see here. Hold on, let me look one up. Because unfortunately, we got to put something that's, Let's see here. Where the hell is maps? Here we go. Okay. Why the hell is Google Maps this complicated, man? There we go. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so here, let me share the screen here real quick now that I got that inputted. Share.
Santiago, I try to tell people, bro, Comcast has a lot of problems, but performance isn't one of them.
So hold on, it's telling me to share screen 1, screen 2, mozzarella, Firefox. I guess. Hold on, let's see here. When I share this and I hit the screen, does it change to the Cox?
Yep.
Okay.
And I already modified the layout for us. We got a good view.
Okay, so. Oh, they got Cox, huh?
What's up?
I think they have Cox. Thanks for making a payment. No balances due. Yeah, they got Cox. Never mind.
Wait, what? You don't have to sign in to like actually see that shit?
Yeah, I guess not. I'm punching in my addresses in Vegas, and it's doing the same shit.
That's terrible from a security standpoint. Wait, try to add something. Try to add something. See what it does.
Hold on, bro. Like, I don't want to like.
No, try to add something so you can see what the unlimited data costs.
Okay, so let's see here. Upgrade services. I like to explore. There you go. Protect your account.
Log in for most stuff.
Oh my god, this is horrible.
Dude, the site's hella slow for me right now too.
Internet feed import. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Here's the internet options right here. So the preferred 150. Does it let me see pricing? What the hell?
God, they still offer a 25x3 tier. That's horrible.
Oh yeah. Hold on. We got to put another address, bro. This ain't going to work.
All right, gotcha.
I don't know how to get. Holy crap!
Can you just put the address of the office in?
Here, you can put my screen up. I got it.
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
So yeah, they got their 1 gig download, and then unlimited data. $40 for 36 months. So they dropped it by like $10. It looks like.
Wow.
Oh no! The Gigablast used to be 30. It used to be 30 for Gigablast.
It's gone up.
Wow, dude. Listen, Comcast, for unlimited data, if you have your own equipment, it's $30. But if you use their gateway, it's $25, and that includes the gateway rental.
Yeah, so if you don't use their gateway, it actually raises the
$50.
price.
Told you, $50, dude.
Yes, so it's more expensive by $10 to use your own equipment on them. So you should just use their gateway.
Hell no.
But damn. So we're talking. What is the preferred tier cost? Because we're looking at Gigablast right now. What's the preferred? Can you see what the Gigablast or the
preferred tier is 150, and it's $60. So add 60 plus 50.
Damn, it's $10 more expensive than what it was listed on the site.
I told you, bro. It ain't cheap here. I told you. There you go. $50.
Yeah, but why would you use your own equipment? Like, if it's cheaper to use their rental, why would you use their own equipment? You could always just put their equipment in a bridge mode if you wanted to.
Because their equipment that they give you
doesn't allow bridge mode half the time.
What's up about bridge mode? I'm sorry.
When I had Cox, I had their panoramic. It didn't actually allow bridge mode for me.
Really?
No, you can do that, bro, with their panoramic. And 9 times out of 10, their panoramics are equipment that came from people that used the shit out of them and abused them, and they're on their last leg. So they don't want
Cox is so ass, dude. So ass.
I switched to my own modem and noticed way better performance. I was actually pushing closer to that full 940 down.
Oh yeah.
Plus, I have my own Ubiquity network router and access points and stuff I use. So I do.
Oh yeah, I got a
use my own
UDM.
equipment.
I use the UDM Pro as well, Weasel.
Same.
Dude, can I just say something real quick? I know Ubiquity is not consumer gear in the slightest, but I hope one day, and then in the semi-near future, we can see some of the software features make their way into consumer routers.
Yes.
Specifically, the one that I want to see the most is their advanced QoS with SM. I think it's what SMMP, Smart Q. Do you know what I'm talking about, Weasel?
Yeah, a little bit. I know
Basically,
it's QoS and stuff. Yeah.
well, Carlos, let me explain how it's different from standard QoS real quick. Basically, with standard QoS or old school traditional QoS, the way it works is like I'll assign a static IP to one of my localized devices on the network, and then I'll set up that device to have priority on the network.
Yeah.
And with this more sophisticated version of it, instead of me just having a specific device that has higher priority over other devices on the network, it'll be task-based specifically. So, like, it'll do special things to keep, say, VoIP calls running clean or latency-intensive things just running clean. And the way it'll manage everything is it'll always make sure that you're not using more. Basically, picture like a drain. If you had like a water drain, it'll separate the water from like olive oil so that everything goes down the drain smoothly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Of course.
That was a bad analogy. I
That's a
think.
good way to
but-
put it,
but-
though.
but-
Yeah.
It automatically, basically, it goes task based and it automatically learns. Okay, well, he uses these tasks more, so we need to make these tasks prioritize more than these other ones.
No, it's smarter than that, dude. Like it knows that like gaming packets are going to be more latency dependent, so they go first in the queue. Big ass download of a random ass file, that shit can
Yeah.
weigh in the back of the line, bro. Like it doesn't. Like it's super smart and super efficient, and honestly, its benefits are even more useful whenever you have less than a gig. If you have more than a gigabit connection, it doesn't matter too much. But the big reason why I love it is because it helps prevent an issue known as buffer bloat. Which Weasel, if you want to take a crack at explaining that to people, I'm more than happy to let you take the wheels on that.
Oh, I don't know that I could. I'm just barely learning.
Really?
That, but
Damn, I would have thought since you were setting up a goddamn WISP network like that, you would have known what it was.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah.
EM Tech, you want to take a crack at it? I feel like I'm running the one man band show, and I don't want to do that. So EM Tech, you want to take a crack at explaining buffer bloat to the people?
Oh, geez. Okay. In a nutshell, buffer bloat is where certain packets get delayed based off of the amount of traffic being run on the network, which can cause ping spikes and jitter. That's about as best as I can explain it, but
No, that wasn't bad.
it can cause things like rubber banding in video games, and stuttering and different things can cause as the name suggests, cause streams to buffer and things like that because your network doesn't know how to prioritize packets very well.
So like video looping, all that stuff.
Exactly.
I'm gonna take a bet. So that was pretty okay. I'm gonna take a crack at it now. I wanted to give you a chance to speak. So basically, the best way I can describe buffer bloat is it's only something that really impacts you, like on your network, during times of saturation. Okay, so like buffer bloat's not really something that's gonna happen if your network's just clean, if it's just you, single user, single device, just doing your thing. But like, let's just say you had a download going on, a nice Steam update, right? And then you were trying to play a video game on another computer. Well, that Steam download is just going to try to soak up all the bandwidth possible just to download that update. And then your gaming experience is going to be a little bit worse, right? And going back to that sync analogy, okay? Like I'm sorry, I like analogies, okay? But imagine like you have a sink, okay? It has a super narrow ass drain, okay? All right? And then like you wanted to pour like a big old bucket of water down it. Well, when the sink is full, it's going to drain very slowly. Now, imagine again the analogy of oil, since oil doesn't mix well with water. Let's just say you have a spoonful of oil that you want to go down the drain as soon as possible. That's your latency dependent packets, okay? Well, when you pour it into the sink, it's not going to drain quickly because the water is going to be already going to be in the drain, draining faster.
Yeah.
When you implement something like SQM, all right, you're going to set up a queue so that when that olive enters into that packet stuff, somehow, some magical way, it's going to end up going down the drain first, and then the rest of the water can keep draining down that small ass drain. All right, I feel like I did that I don't know how to explain it in a very good way. Did that make sense, or did I do a terrible job?
I mean, I understand.
All right.
I would guess.
You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. There's a favorite site that I love to use. Here. I'm going to fucking just comment it or in the private chat right now. All right? And thankfully, they actually have explanations on it, and they were using a similar explanation. I like it. There we go. Here you go. There you go. Frequently asked questions for a buffer bloat test. I love waveform. There you go. If you want to comment that, since I don't have access to the channel, you can comment that.
Which one?
The link that I sent in the private chat.
Hold on, let's see. What do you mean you don't have link to the channel? What are you talking about?
I can't comment on StreamYard. When I'm logged in on best phone plans, I can just comment straight from StreamYard. I can't do that with this.
Oh, you're not logged in through your access?
I am. That's why I was able to add myself to the stream, but I'm not able to comment on your channel.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see. Okay, so this is the bluff. Oh, you want me to do a buffer blow test?
No, I mean, you can, but no, I was linking that because they have a frequently asked question page where they do a significantly better job of explaining things.
Oh, okay.
than what I was trying to do.
Oh,
although the analogy that I use is the same analogy that they use, which is the same analogy that I learned whenever I was taking fucking TCP/IP courses in college. So that's fantastic.
Oh shit, is TK in here? I didn't even, bro. I don't even see him, bro. Man, I need to check his stuff later, bro. See, maybe there's a blog or something, bro.
Also, Carlos, if you want to do a buffer bloat test, you can. We can see how the Verizon network stacks up.
Oh damn! All right. Well, here before we do that,
fails buffer bloats all the time.
Thank you, Santiago, for the super sticker. Unfortunately, StreamYard does not show you or explain to you what it is, but thank you. I really appreciate that, bro. So here, I guess we'll do a buffer bloat and we'll hope for the best. And if I lose you guys, then I'll be back. How about that? Let's see here. Let me share the screen real quick. Let's see here. Put this. What the hell just happened to my screen? It just literally got minimized. Holy crap. There we go. Okay, so share screen. I think it's not screen 2, so it'll be screen 1. Okay, there we go. Allow. All right, good luck.
So what network is this?
This is on the Verizon N77.
Oh, nice.
So far, I mean, do I sound messed up or?
No, you sound pretty good right now. Haven't broken up at all.
Okay, it's warming up right now, so it's about to go down. It's a make it or break it, bro. It's a make it or break it situation.
All right, I'm back.
Well, right now it's a make it or break it, bro. Either I'm going down or I'm staying up.
Ah, shit. That's
I
not
think,
good.
If you do go down, it's when the upload hits.
It's what?
It'll probably be when the upload hits.
Well, I was saying that's not good. You're getting like an extra additional 60 milliseconds of latency on your download, bro.
Oh, damn.
I mean, it's not as bad as T-Mobile, but when it's done, bro, you'll see there's like a little mean graph at the bottom so we can see things.
So how am I? Oh, ATK, I went on my other channel to see you, bro. Hey, thank you, bro. Thank you for the major salute, bro. Appreciate you. So how am I? Am I cutting out?
No, you stayed solid. I think your picture just got a hair blurry, but
EM Tech, was this done with Comcast?
Spectrum.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that looks about right.
My grade's a C.
Yeah, I mean, but now here's the thing. If you scroll down, bro, you see where there's like those little mean graphs and there's those little dots? Go ahead and hover over where the highest was on the active real quick. To the right. See the blue dot all the way on the right? All the way on the right?
Okay.
Yeah, dude, your ping spiked up all the way up to 463 milliseconds.
Oh shit.
See that?
Yeah.
Are you able to hit Control Plus or copy and share the results? In fact, yeah, just copy and share the results in the private chat. There's a copy button. There's a literal blue copy button. There you go.
Let's go. Let's hear comments. Hold on. Oh, probably chat. There we go. There you go.
Because it's hard to see. There we go. All right. So yeah, bro, your ping spiked all the way up to 463 milliseconds for the download test, and then for the upload, it wasn't bad. It stayed kind of in the same range. Your upload was actually better off than your download.
Oh shit. So that's why I didn't cut out on the.
I mean, honestly, bro, that's significantly better than what T-Mobile did, bro. That's much better than what T-Mobile did when I tested it out in Colorado.
I mean, I would love to test T-Mobile, but if I switch to Ethernet, it'll drop me.
I mean, bro, I would love to test CenturyLink, bro. But what are you gonna do? Anywho.
Well,
hey, I got a machine I can remote into that has a full gig by gig CenturyLink. I can run a buffer on that.
Sure.
Okay, so we got a question from Kevin here. Carlos, who do you think is better in Florida, Verizon or AT&T? Ooh, depends what part of Florida you live in.
I mean, for me, it's an easy answer, Carlos. AT&T, bro. Especially down in Miami.
Yeah, in the south area. But if you live in the north part of, like, the upper part of Florida, Verizon's actually pretty good there. They're both good.
I mean, bro, when I was down there, I'm going to give you case in point. Fucking Disney World, okay? Worst case scenario setting for a cellular provider, bro. AT&T had so much capacity at Disney World. Verizon was so slow, bro. I mean, this was before C-band launch, but, like...
Yeah. Hey, KJ Wall1, thank you so much. What up?
JC Hernandez says Miami is an AT&T market.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, on a side note, by the way, so we talked about the current state of what we'd recommend based off of the technologies right now for home internet usage. Changing gears a little bit, let's talk about the future, right?
Okay.
Which technology do you think has the most room to improve?
Which one? Also, which internet option has the most to improve?
No, the most room, like the most potential to keep growing. Like, i.e., I think we can agree that satellite's going to kind of stagnate just by the nature of how satellite works, right? So, like, which technology, whether that be WISP, whether that be millimeter wave, whether that be cable, even hell DSL, which one do you think has the most room to improve? And do you think that the ordering of how we rank things will change due to that?
I think cable.
The ranking will change. But honestly, anything that's fixed wireless, even if it's millimeter wave or mid-band, will have has more wiggle room to improve. Just because we still have spectrum available, the 4.9, and 5 something. I think in the 5 gigahertz range. I think there's some 6. I'm sorry, 6 gigahertz range, 12 gigahertz range. There's still a lot of spectrum out there that can be utilized, bro. So,
do you think it'll surpass cable though?
Ooh. I think it'll be neck to neck, but I don't think it will surpass cable.
All right, and then Weasel, you said cable for you. I want to hear it because I know you were a big, or no, EM Tech was the millimeter wave guy, I think. But Weasel, I want to hear what you have to say, and then I want to hear what EM Tech has to say on this.
I would say cable because, I mean, for one, there's tons of infrastructure of cable already laid. And with like DOCSIS 4 and 4.1 or whatever's coming out, potentially you can push, I think, 10 gig by 1 gig or something?
10 by 6.
So, I mean, yeah, definitely if you don't want to or cannot run fiber, just them upgrading their infrastructure. And hopefully the cable that's already ran can be used for future DOCSIS 4 developments, and even, just upping the upload and whatnot on a lot of plans would be probably a big help.
Well, I'm gonna say this right now, and then I'll let EM Tech go. DOCSIS 4.0 isn't even needed to raise the upload speeds. A lot of that stuff can
That's
happen.
true.
A lot of that stuff can happen. It just so happens with how things panned out, it made more sense just to skip to just upgrade to DOCSIS 4.0. But I will say that I agree that cable has the most room to go, and I would honestly, assuming that DOCSIS 4.0 gets deployed in the way that it's supposed to, i.e., node plus 0, I would argue that the experience is going to be very comparable to fiber. And by that I mean like I'm talking like sub 6 millisecond pings consistently, so like like between like 3 and 5 pings.
I see that, Dennis, because as we know, copper wire, it's rated for 10 up and down. You can
It's rated for more than that.
You can depending on the gauge, on the traditional gauge that's deployed right now.
No, so coax from a speed standpoint. So coax works similar to your wireless network. There's spectrums. There's frequencies that can be used over the coaxial network. Your typical coaxial network has a total of typical coaxial cable has a total of 3 gigahertz worth of spectrum that can be used. 3 gigahertz worth.
Oh shit! Yeah.
And right now, the maximum that we're typically seeing being used is between 750 megahertz to 1 gigahertz. And just now with DOCSIS 4.0, are we seeing the extended use of additional spectrum ranging from the 1 to 1.8 gigahertz frequency, which is what companies like Cox are actually doing to add upstream instead of doing full duplexing. But EM Tech, I saw that you were ready to roar. I just saw you unmuted your mic. Go ahead, man. Say what you want to say.
Yeah.
I kind of look at this in 2 ways. From a just technology improvement standpoint, cable definitely is going to take the cake because all that infrastructure is there. But I think fixed wireless, more specifically millimeter wave, has room to grow just on a deployment standpoint and can improve just based on the rollout.
Okay, let's just say we're going 5 years down the road. Okay, we're 5 years in the future. What does millimeter wave performance look like? What does cable look like based off your predictions and all the other techs that we talked about? Like, what do you see them actually looking like 5 years down the road?
I mean, based off of some of the lab tests that Ericsson and Samsung have done with their millimeter wave hardware, I see multi-gig, if not 5 to 10 gig from millimeter wave.
So 5 to 10 gig is five gig's already doable. Like I've already seen it.
Yeah, but five I'm saying 5 gig at like a guaranteed, fiber-like downlink.
Oh, you're talking guaranteed speed. Like I'm gonna sell you 5 gig guaranteed type of deal.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I can see that being reasonable in the future. I don't know at what scale, but it's definitely doable.
I can see it. What about when it comes from an upload standpoint on millimeter wave? Where do you see that going?
I don't know. I think it's going to have the same limitations cable does, where uplink's going to be significantly reduced, just because it takes a long time for that consumer equipment to scale properly. So cable isn't going to have the uplink restrictions. 5 years down the road, I guarantee you that uploads are going to be, at minimum, being able to be pushed to gig. Minimum. Like, because a lot of the problems that were preventing upload from increasing are quickly going away. Like, the faster that cable traditional TV dies, the more spectrum becomes available for upload use. Like, and plus, like I was talking about, at least in the case of Comcast, they're implementing full duplex, and full duplex are going to be able to take advantage of the same 32 downstream channels for upload purposes as well as there's the OFDM channels that are going to be able to be utilized. I guarantee that we at least see gig upload 5 years from now. 2 years from now, maybe not, but 5 years from now, if that's for certain. I want to be in your camp, but with the way that cable companies are just so slow to get that kind of stuff out to consumers, I still think fixed wireless is gonna take a significant chunk of those cable subs away.
I mean, if we're talking about slowness, I'm not saying Cox, okay? I'm just talking about like Comcast in this scenario, or just cable in general. But Comcast has been working on deployment towards DOCSIS 4.0 now for the better part of 4 years at this point. So they're already 4 years into deployment. It started with fiber deep. so getting fiber deeper into the premise. We've already seen mid-splits happen because of COVID, so they've already added 2 additional upstream channels for a lot of locations where congestion was an issue on the node. We've already seen a very big focus and emphasis on pushing customers off of legacy equipment and going to all video IP in some markets, freeing up more additional spectrum.
We've done that here.
What's up?
I said we've done that here, and my cable ISP doesn't do. They're all IPTV now.
Yep, so we've already seen that happen, which was one of the bigger hurdles. And now we're at the point now where we're reducing amps. Like I said, in Pittsburgh, Comcast has done major upgrades to the point where the most I'll see is N+3. And in places like my HOA, it's already N+0.
You know, we had to add that in the bottom, Dennis. Sorry.
But yeah, so EM Tech, with that being said, man, I mean, do you really think an additional 5 years, so that'd be a total of 8 years worth of deployment, you don't think by then they're going to have what they need done?
I mean, I do think that they'll have, done what they need to get done. But when you look at millimeter wave and fixed wireless, it's a brand new market. It's brand new equipment that is strictly being used for mobility and home internet purposes. Realistically, like Verizon, when they deploy millimeter wave nodes in a neighborhood, they're not doing it for congestion relief. They're doing it to offer a home service.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's me. I've been noticing that a lot. So, EM, I don't know if you can confirm this, but I've been noticing a lot where areas where millimeter wave nodes are there, but the phones don't connect to them. But when I have my home 5G millimeter wave box with me, it'll connect to that instead. Where they're saying we don't want cell phone traffic on here. We want home internet traffic only on these certain nodes.
I haven't seen it myself, but I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they deploy those nodes for a reason, and they deploy them in places where they know that a captive market is there. And it wouldn't surprise me that they would deploy infrastructure specifically for that service.
I mean, sure. But let me change gears because we're getting centralized on these 2 pieces of technology. Here's a better question. What happens to DSL?
No. I
Pull it
can
off,
see
man.
it getting decommed.
Yeah, but a lot of those places are still DSL only areas. I mean, what takes its what's its replacement?
Fiber.
Oh, you're optimistic, Carlos. 5 years from now, you think those most rural of Americans are going to get fiber?
Well, I mean, it's happening in Utah. Utah
They're
has
gonna have to do something.
Looking at the cabin, bro. At the cabin, we literally paid $3,000 and had a fiber line ran to the cabin.
Bro, you're optimistic. You're very optimistic.
I wanted to add on to that at some point too. Yeah, my local
South
cable ISP TDS is eventually doing a rip and replace of all their cable and going with fiber.
Bro,
They have to do a rip and replace though.
Weevil, you know who South Central Communications is, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's
my
who's the
buddy's
provider.
mom in Apple Valley's gonna get them.
Yeah, they're the only ISP that I've ever known that will let you pay the last mile to get your deployment done.
That's not true. Every ISP, if you have a blank check, will let you pay the last mile cost, dude.
Bro,
every single one.
Bro,
Comcast literally dude. Remember I told you about the survey about paying Comcast to get Gig Pro? 20,000. Yeah, if I want to pay 20,000, I can get their 3 gig symmetrical service.
I swear to you, I'm not even playing, bro. I will literally let you speak to my wife so you can hear it, bro. We tried to pay at our old house to get fiber ran through CenturyLink. We even went to Cox. The only one that would do it would be AT&T, bro. If I wanted 100 dedicated line, 100 by 100, and it was going to cost me $892 a month. But that's the only company that would, bro. And they would pay the bill, but I had to sign a 36-month contract at 800.
I mean, yeah, that's how it goes. I mean, I'm sure Cox or CenturyLink
wouldn't do it. Nope. I tried. They said no. And I even told them, I was like, well, my neighbors are willing to contribute and sign up. I'll pay to have the line ran to the rest of the neighborhood, because literally 10 houses down was able to get fiber through CenturyLink. I was like, I'll pay the rest of the way, and my neighbors are willing to sign up too at the same time. They said no. They said whenever we get there to do it, we do it. Same with Cox.
CenturyLink quoted me for like literally 2.5 blocks over. There is fiber. They said $3,800 a month for 5 years, and that was only up to 500 megs. And then they said on a 3-year, that was 4,700.
Carlos, what I'm saying is they might have not done it for you as a residential customer, but if you fucking start slapping down the I'm gonna fucking drop 30K and I'm gonna do a 3-year contract, they start listening. I'm just saying it won't be a price point that you want, but if you got blank checks and money stacks, anything will happen, bro. They're not gonna say no to money.
That's true.
It's just crazy, bro, that these internet providers. No, I told them when I try to do it as a business, bro. I literally was coming in as a business, bro. And
there's a lot more that goes into it too than just running the fiber, though. They have to get permitting and all that kind of crap
there's
from the city.
Permitting issues, and you said you were in an HOA, right, Carlos?
Yeah, at the old house. Yeah,
bro, HOAs cause problems though, dude. Like if they're not
cool HOA, the HOA signed off on it. I had the document signed already. They were more than willing. They said if they're willing to let you do it and you could pay, we sign it off as long as they keep it underground. Well, here's the paper, and they put
underground will instantly jack up the cost to do it. That's for sure.
And they put it on the paper on the clause in the bottom, must be kept underground. That's it. And the only one that was willing to do it was AT&T.
Well, dude, the cost must have been extremely high. It must have been literally like over 6 figures, and they probably assumed you weren't going to be able to afford it.
Bro, I literally had everybody in the neighborhood. The rest of the houses, all of them were going to sign up, bro.
Dude, you don't understand the way these ISPs work, and I don't blame them for it, okay? Because realistically speaking, I already told you where I stand. I don't think internet should be a privatized thing, but they're acting like any private company does, dude. They probably literally look at an area, and they're like, okay, this is what the cost is going to be for us to do this deployment. And let's just say the cost, for the sake of argument, let's just say the cost is $200,000, okay? $200,000 to set up these 10 homes, okay? All right, cool. So for $200,000, what is the return on investment for me to set up these?
It was actually going to be 28 homes because 10 houses down had it, but then going this way, 28 homes didn't.
All right, so 28 homes, 28 times. Hold on.
Another reason why they may not have wanted to do it was they may not have actually had the backhaul in that area for it, you know? They're probably going to need a 30 gig line or something to that neighborhood, you know?
So, Carlos, real quick, bro. I just did 25 times 28, so 25 representing 25,000, okay? So 25,000 to connect each one of those homes. That's what I'm guesstimating it would cost, all right? Yeah. So that would be $700,000 total to connect 28 homes. 700,000, okay? Even if you, Carlos, threw down 100,000, wow, okay?
Yeah.
It would still take me like 20 years to reach my break-even point. It would take like 20 years. Based off of residential pricing, because I'm going to assume that every one of those customers only pays me like $50 to $60.
Yeah,
bro, it's an insane level of like, okay, we could totally do this, or we could just let them have the existing coax that's already bringing us in money and not do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Bro, that's why I'm so glad I moved out of that house, bro.
But I'm just saying, like, companies are going to act in their own best interest, which is why I'm such a big, heavy proponent of we either need very, very, very heavy government regulation, or we just need to have state-owned options, bro. Have the federal government own all the fiber, and then just have them lease it out at a set rate, similar to like an MVNO deal if these companies want to do the last mile runs. Or vice versa, have the government run all the last mile runs being fiber and force it so that every ISP has to share that last mile run, solving one of the core problems.
Yeah, because this is.
Hey Weasel, where do you stand on this, bro? Are you for publicly owned internet infrastructure, or do you believe that the private market is the better solution when it comes to these home internet solutions?
Well, considering that the town next to me is getting Utopia Fiber, and that's like pretty much all public, I'm kind of for that. Because you've got, all these different ISPs with different terms and conditions that you can just choose from, and different speed packages and whatnot. But
actual competition, I know.
Yeah.
EM Tech, where do you stand on this, bro?
Well, we've seen what private companies do when the government tries to subsidize infrastructure for specifically, broadband. And a lot of the big names out there are very guilty of pocketing that money and doing absolutely nothing with it.
Cough, Verizon.
AT&T. So I'm all for municipal fiber, municipal options, as long as they're built right and maintained long term, as long as there's a plan in place.
Carlos, where are you at on it? I know you're the free market capitalist kind of guy. I know you don't like big government.
I really don't, bro, just because our government cannot be trusted, even in today's market term world. Either it doesn't matter, past and present cannot be trusted. So I'm not going to pick on just the current. Past two, very corrupt. So that's what makes it hard for me to have the government involved, because I came from a communist country and I know how it is when government has full control of utilities. Whenever they want, they can shut it down. And I came from a place like that where 10 p.m. at night, government shut down power, even water, till 7 a.m. on the weekdays, and on the weekends from midnight to 7. So if they ran it to just the main and had the private companies do the last mile, then okay, I can see that still, because then it still gives it a free market. But if the government controlled the whole entire piece, I don't know, bro. It's a mixed bag for me, just because I came from a country where it was controlled by government. And yeah.
So Carlos, the reason why running just the backbone is still its own problem is because the bigger challenge is the last mile. That's the bigger challenge. Running the main backbone, for all intents and purposes, relatively speaking, is the cheap and easy part. Getting the permitting and running the last mile is the hard and expensive part. And Weasel EM Tech, am I wrong on that statement?
Nope.
You're correct.
Not one bit.
So there's that, and then there's also the problem that the things that drive a private corporation do not necessarily align with the things that drive society or the betterment of society. Corporations, first and foremost, are for-profit companies, not charities. They are not going to run out to rural America and give them fiber. They're going to do whatever the most cost-effective thing is to get that return on investment. And even if they do, thanks to the power of government taxpayer dollars funding that deployment, they are not going to be the places that get upgraded in the near future. It'll just become stagnated like DSL was, right?
Yeah.
And two, there's an argument to be had that if we are putting taxpayer dollars into it anyway, the government should be the one owning it, not some private company getting the milk to reap the double dipping benefits of it. And also worth mentioning, but when it comes to having these privatized companies run that last mile, we get into those really sticky situations where you get those those MDUs where it's only Comcast, right? Comcast runs the line, sells it back, gets the exclusive licensing agreement. The landlord doesn't want to have other companies running all these lines throughout their apartments. So you just get stuck with this like one option just by de facto because of how the market gets arranged. You get what I'm saying? Also worth mentioning too, by the way, Carlos, but
Yeah.
I look at the internet problem that we have today similar to electricity, right? The whole reason why the government had to step in and run electric is because private companies would have never done it.
I mean, then regardless, bro, infrastructure is really messed up here. It's facts.
I don't actually agree with you. I honestly don't. I'm not saying we don't have problems with our roads and stuff, but a lot of the reasons why our
No, I'll
infrastructure...
talk about like utilities infrastructure part. Like in general, it's screwed. Like, we need to do a better job.
But that's the reason why we're in this infrastructure standpoint that right now is because politicians kept kicking the can. I don't want to get into politics too much, but politicians kept kicking the can down the road instead of spending on the, allocating the funds. We allocated to like military and all this other stuff instead of putting on the infrastructure. Yeah. And when we did allocate the funds, when it came time to actually execute, a lot of times with these infrastructure projects, we end up giving the money to these private companies to do consulting firms, right? And people always say, well, the government can't do a good job, but the government, all they do is hand the check to the private company, and the private company is the one that actually executes on the project.
But this is the part where both parties are still, we can blame them equally, because one, the private company cheats, and second, the government's an idiot for writing a check before any progress is done. Let's say, Dennis, let's say you had somebody at your house right now, they're building a patio cover for your house, okay? Mm-hmm. So let's say the total cost to build your patio cover, lay the concrete down for it, and everything's going to cost about $10,000. Well, let's just say $10,000. Mm-hmm. So are you going to sit here and cut them the check before they even start breaking ground and pay them the $10,000? Or are you going to be like, well, I can give you $1,000 deposit right now, and then, when you see a little progress, maybe you can add a little bit more. Let's say it's a small company, you can add a little bit more, pay them another $2,000 once you see like half the progress done, and then once the rest is done, you pay them the rest.
I mean,
and that's
it depends on the company, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Carlos. For something like a patio deck, bro, I'd say it's pretty common to have to pay up front.
Out here, well, maybe out there, bro. Out here, you actually don't have to pay up front. You just give a deposit, and then the remainder's due upon completion.
Or if the deposit is there, it's going to be like half of whatever the cost of the project is, like $5,000 or whatever. Because they're not going to they're not going to eat the cost on buying the materials and stuff. They're going to charge you like, it might be deposit plus cost of materials or something.
Like out here, when I threw that patio cover example because I just had one done pretty recent, and all I did was give it was a $5,000 job. All I gave was $1,800 down, and then I paid the rest when it was done.
So on a side note, Santiago said he doesn't like censorship, but he'd rather have private companies self-regulate over the government doing it. Both sides have valid points. Well, Santiago, if you want to know the truth, private companies are the ones that are self-censoring more than anybody. I mean, Carlos, am I wrong? Twitter, YouTube, who's self-censoring and for what reasons? To please advertisers, it's private companies, right?
That's usually how it goes, yeah. It's either to please the people that are paying them or people that are keeping them afloat with money. Yeah, either way, it's money. Private companies and the other private companies. Basically, it's the private company having other private companies pay them to keep them happy for their ad censorships or whatever, whatever.
And self-regulation doesn't work. I mean, like, it just doesn't work because all right, here's the thing. All right, when people like to talk about the free market can be beautiful for certain things. I'm going to give a generic example. Let's just say toilet paper, okay? It's a commodity. There's like 60 different brands. All of it does a decent job at wiping your ass, right? Maybe some's 2-ply and it's a little bit better. But for all intents and purposes, it's price competitive. You could pick the brand you want. If they market themselves on unicorns and ponies and you support unicorns and ponies, you can support that brand, right?
Of course.
The problem with infrastructure, specifically internet, is that the cost of entry is very high. And from an operational standpoint, it makes sense to be large because it's expensive. So it's a natural monopoly. It'll naturally become a monopoly over time. Okay. You might get some alternative options like satellite, but it's not comparable. Like, it's just not comparable. So when you're stuck with one option and you're expecting a company to do out of the kindness of their heart a good thing, it doesn't work. I mean, realistically speaking, it was not that long ago, and by not that long ago, I mean literally like maybe 10 years ago, that 50 megabits per second by 5 used to cost $300. $300. Okay? The only reason why cost even came down at all right, is because the government started doing massive funding and started sticking their nose in people's businesses to try to like get things a moving here. Like they started making some massive, I'm talking massive investments from like the federal government, not just like little state projects, like massive federal projects to start expanding internet. And there was some caveats about what would happen if you took those tax dollars, about like how the price has to be maintained for so many years and how there were certain things set. And like the FCC started setting minimums for what was considered to be broadband, being like 25 meg. And like we started seeing some more like oomph from the government, basically, the TLDR version. And also, thankfully, we started seeing some competition enter with like Google Fiber entering the scene in certain places, and certain things happening over time. But
I really wish Google Fiber, bro, because they got, Google has buku bucks, bro. I really wish that they would sit here and bust out the, like get this build out rolling instead of how they just built a few markets and that's it, bro.
The reason why Google Fiber stopped is because fucking local towns and people stopped them from doing it. They couldn't get the permits, bro. It ended up being an expensive endeavor. Like, dude, if Google can't do it, then no other company is coming in. The only reason why AT&T Fiber, a lot of AT&T's fiber deployments happen is because government dollars went into spending it. If government didn't invest big buku bucks into AT&T expanding, I guarantee you that their fiber footprint would be literally only centered around urban cities or very rich suburban areas, and not one fiber connection would see rural America.
Yeah, bro, I know.
Also, on the topic of censorship, I just want to point out real quick, if you're for censorship, then you should be for net neutrality, because honestly, there's nothing stopping a Comcast. Actually, hold up. This already happens today. Fios already blacklists IP addresses to a various host of different domains, including some like Mangadex, which I know it's not like legal to watch anime on or read your manga on, but the fact that they're blocking it for no reason, that's not the job.
It? Really?
Yeah, bro. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Fios?
Fios does. Mm-hmm.
What?
Remember I told you they just make a blanket statement of blocking anybody that uses like DDoS, like anything that uses like DDoS guard and like the fucking CDNs for the domains. They just block the whole bucket of domains. They block all the IP addresses without. Bro,
you got to give me some. You got to give me some of those addresses so when it's set up tomorrow, I can test that, bro. Wow, I did not know that, bro. Now you're kind of making me think twice about this installation.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro.
It's 90 days, bro. Screw it. It's 90 free days.
I'm just saying, like, private companies already censor themselves across the board. And honestly, if we wanted to take it to the furthest extreme, there's nothing stopping a private company from just literally, like, if I was a Comcast, there's nothing stopping me from blocking you to access Verizon servers if I really wanted to be a bad boy. There's no laws in the books. Like, I could do it if I wanted to.
Look at EM Tech, bro. He's in here in the live, bro, and he's sitting here throwing a donut, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat, bro. And let's read it out loud. I mean, because some people, have a hard time.
Who's trolling?
Nobody likes a troll in the live. Go to bed, stinky. Wow, somebody stinky, huh? Wow.
Well, who's trolling right now?
I don't know. Just, I mean, you would want to look on your Twitter DM, Maybe there's a picture of something that will show why maybe he felt that way.
Oh, okay. I just saw.
When it shows that means it was snitched.
What part of it was report worthy? I feel like we've been pretty kosher.
I don't know. I mean, you know how they are, bro. It's already on review, so I hit review.
When they do that, does it only take like one report?
Much.
Sometimes
they probably hit it for the the sexy stuff, like nude. They hit that and then it'll put it in review, and then I just
look at me with my freaking beanie. I'm really showing too much head right now, bro. I gotta be careful. I better start wearing a mask.
You gotta stroke the beard, bro. I stroke the beard,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, bro, I mean, honestly, I do see cable improving, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. I really do, Dennis, and I know it's going to happen. Especially, I'm really excited to wait for DOCSIS 4.0, because once 4.0 comes out and we start seeing the uploads improve, I am going to sign up again for Cox 2.
Bro, have you seen the new Wi-Fi 6E router that Comcast is sending out, bro?
Really? They're sending out Wi-Fi 6E.
Yeah, dude, it's the XB8 gateway, bro. Look
Are
it
you?
up real quick.
Oh yeah, you don't got Comcast. I forgot. Well, pull it on the screen, bro. Put it on the
Oh
screen.
man, you're making me do work right now.
Oh, bro.
I'm just busting your chops here. I'm sharing my screen. One sec. I gotta move this over here because I was using other stuff on that other screen. All right, share.
Wow. I can't believe they're doing Wi-Fi 6E.
Can you see my screen?
That's
Yes, sir.
6 gigahertz, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Here. All right. So this
Wow.
is what it looks like. This is what it's gonna look like.
Looks like an updated panoramic router.
They don't use panoramic. They use Eris and Technicolor typically. But yeah, it's full of stuff. It's gonna be tri-band, so 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, and 6 gigahertz band. So it's a tri-band router,
Wow.
tri-band gateway. It's being set up to deliver multiple gigabit upload and download speeds in an effort for their 10G project. So I'm going to assume that it's probably going to have at least one. Well, the XB7 had one 2.5 gigabit port, so I'm going to assume it at least has that or higher for a port. Maybe like a 5 gig WAN port, I'm going to guess.
Maybe, yeah.
You can kind of see on that picture most advanced Wi-Fi ever. Sort of. Well, I guess you can't. It just has Ethernet ports.
Because you got to remember too, Dennis, a lot of companies are already starting to offer 5 gig, symmetrical. So why not have a 5 gig port? Comcast might hit 5 gig symmetrical soon. You never know. It's always nice to have the options open.
Yeah, and then Light Reading did a great article back on this from what's his name? Jeff here.
Oh, not from Mr. Dano.
No.
Yeah, usually he does good articles.
Yeah.
Surprise.
We'll zoom in on this here. Blah 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 blah, and the test is symmetrical. Blah 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 blah.
Still 1.25 gigabit second.
They're also going to be introducing new extenders for their mesh networks.
Oh, hold on. So it says here Comcast announced that it generated 4 gig symmetrical speeds in lab trials on full duplex DOSes.
Yeah, that's what I talked about, where they just use the existing the existence 32 downstream channels they have. They just do full duplex. That's it.
Yeah,
and they were able to get that. So that's the DOCSIS. Yeah,
bro. I wish Comcast can clone itself to the 3 other major cable providers.
Bro, they've already done 1.25 gig symmetrical on a live HFC environment, bro. Like out of the lab, they were already able to do 1.25 gigabits over HFC symmetrical already live in a live market trial.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm trying to talk about, dude.
I know cable has, bro. I know, bro. I'm very open to that. Out of the group that you talk, that we're the close group that we talk, I'm very open in the cable industry, bro. Like, I know it still has room to grow. We have not seen the full capabilities of cable. It's just all this like No Radio always says, all this old legacy equipment is taking up that bandwidth. Cable is just like wireless. It has bandwidth channels and spectrum. And if it's being used in other channels and stuff to broadcast television, then where the hell's the damn spectrum going to come from to give you symmetrical uploads and and higher speeds and shit? It works just like wireless, bro.
Yeah, so it's gonna be made by Technicolor.
That's pretty good.
Hey, yo, what's up, Poker Mike? How are you, brother?
Here, I got the actual model number for it. It's gonna be the XB8 Technicolor CGM 4981 COM Wi-Fi 6E.
Let me put that in the chat for the Comcast people. So Comcast Wi-Fi 6E, and what was that model number again?
CGM 4981
COM. There you guys go. It's popping up in the chat. So whoever has Comcast, there's your model number. Maybe it might be available in your area. Who knows?
I don't think it's available yet, dude. but it's
No.
like it's gonna be getting dished out. I mean, like literally that press report is not that, dude. That was at the beginning of January. That press report that I shared, that was the beginning of January, bro. So it's not gonna be that quick. I doubt it. We probably won't be seeing it until like end of Q1, bro. That's probably when they'll start dishing it out.
Bro, honestly, bro, the way Comcast is, and they advance in technologies faster. I wouldn't doubt it, bro. If it'd be out probably in the next couple of months, bro. No,
Well, bro, when the XB7 came out, it took a hot minute. Oh, dude, I found a PDF for it.
So apparently the panoramic modem is an XB6.
Well, yeah, it's made by Aris. The panoramic is made by Aris, I believe. Yeah.
It's Technicolor.
Oh, it's Technicolor. Okay.
Oh, that's good that you're doing better, Poker Mike. I'm glad to hear, bro. Thank God.
Dude, honestly, the one thing that I'm most interested about is this instant internet, the ultra low lag times. I think this is going to have support for low latency DOCSIS, of course, as well, which is going to be massive.
So hold on. Santiago was asking, they announced this at CES, right?
What? I don't know. I didn't watch
The router. I don't know either, bro. I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they did, but I didn't watch CES.
Yeah. I mean, I would think that they would have been brought up there. So Poker Mike said I had to change from Spectrum to Cincinnati Bell fiber optics. Nice. Can't go wrong with fiber. Cannot go wrong with fiber.
Unless it's Fios in Pittsburgh.
Oh, I know, bro. I can't. I mean, it's okay right now, but still, bro. Like, I can't believe that you guys go through all that, bro. That's crazy, man.
Here, it's 4:30 in the morning. You want me to run a speed test to see what I get?
Sure, why not?
All right, so it's literally the least peak time as least peak times go. All right, so we got one of the best ping results I think I've ever seen since the inception of me having the service at 2 milliseconds. I did talk about.
Damn.
I mean, I did tell you about how I had a maintenance guy, right? I told you about the bucket truck that I saw. For Verizon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually getting good speeds. I got 848 on the down and 942 on the up with the lowest ping I've ever seen since having Fios.
2.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's incredible.
Run it again.
You're going to jinx it now.
I get about 7.
Bro, even if it stays between 2 and 5, that's perfect. That's good.
I got 4 ping this time around.
Well, that's not bad. Better than what you get. Way
normally,
better.
Yeah, way better.
What would you get normally?
Normally I'd be averaging around between 14 and 20 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's a humongous improvement if it's consistent.
All right, I got the 837 and by 942, so still really good. I'm for the lulls of it, bro.
Run it again.
I'm gonna run it again, but I'm gonna use the Comcast server because I don't want to use Verizon because this will test peering.
Okay, go for it.
Oh man, oh no, Comcast server is 21 ping.
Oh wow.
Speed is there though, 840, 850, 855, yeah, 858 on the down. Hey, the speed is there though. That's a big improvement because, bro, whenever I used to change servers with Verizon, bro, speeds would cut in half, bro.
So, do you think maybe that bucket truck they did something in your area?
I don't know, bro. I mean, like I said, bro, it was a unicorn, bro. It was like spotting a fucking unicorn.
Check the IPv6, bro. Check.
Dude, sometimes that's all it takes, though. You just got to find that one tech, and
I hope you can upgrade.
Oh snap! I just did the manga server out in Boyers. I got a 4 latency to that server, bro.
Ooh.
Run a speed test on Cloudflare's test.
Okay, hold on.
Check
speed.cloudflare.com.
Speed.cloudflare.com.
Yep.
And then after that, IPv6 check, bro.
It gave me a web hosting issue. Can you send the link to me for the speed.cloudflare thing, please?
Because this is interesting, bro. Because if you're getting this,
manga got 771 down, but 942 up. That's still better from a consistency standpoint.
You never had these consistencies.
No, not on the speeds. No, not on the download speed specifically.
I just sent that link in private.
Thank you. Okay, I'm running the speed test right now.
So it does it in different file sizes. Starts at a 10 or 100 kilobyte, then goes up to 100 meg.
Interesting.
But it kind of gives you a more real result because sometimes, downloading smaller files is not as fast.
No, it's really not. Takes a second.
But the 100 meg should usually be up close to your speed.
Well, Cloudflare said 687 by 346. 346 being my upload with a 12 ping.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then it showed the ping. So they showed the ping being as low as 10 and spiking all the way up to 20. Do you trust Cloudflare? The server's down in Ashburn, by the way, which is not far, like at all from me.
I mean, I do get differing results from Cloudflare, but it's always hard to tell if regular speed test is prioritized.
I mean, I'm doing it again just to be on the safe side in case.
Okay, so I did mine, and it says it's 349 down by 22.6 up, ping 27.9. The lowest ping I had was 12. The highest was 43.8.
All right, so you wanted me to do an IPv6 test, yeah? I bet money it's still down, but we'll do it.
Let's just check, bro. Please, some good news.
So IPv4 is good. DNS6 to IPv4 is reachable. But IPv6 is not supported. So, I got to score a 4 out of 20 by IPv6 test.
Hey, me too.
So that means what? They're working on it, right? Because you never used to have it to where it would just say IPv4, right?
No. I think they always had the IPv6 to IPv4 conversion.
Oh, okay.
Does CenturyLink do IPv6?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if my router's configured right.
How do I check that? How do we check that?
Just Google search IPv6 test.
Okay.
On my fiber, I've got an edge router.
I mean, bro, what's sad is that Comcast has had support for IPv6 since 2013. Like, no joke. They've literally had support for it now for almost 10 years.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dude, even Armstrong fucking Cable has support for IPv6. But still, I'm at least getting good speeds to the Verizon server, which is a plus.
Ooh, you know this fixed wireless, it's IPv4.
Yeah, it's because it's Verizon. You're using Verizon's fixed wireless. Verizon uses IPv4. We've already established this is a Verizon problem across the board.
But this is the thing though. Their cell phone is IPv6. So that means anybody can DDoS your phone. No way.
Well, not really. This is what Verizon does, okay, Carlos? They'll assign a public-facing IPv4 address on their cellular network, and then they'll do what's called carrier-grade NAT, where they'll essentially... Remember how I gave you the analogy about how, like, when you have a public-facing IP address, like for your home internet, and then your router makes a LAN network using NAT type to create IP addresses for your different devices?
Yeah.
Well, Verizon basically does it on the cellular network. So basically there's one public IP address that is now assigning a bunch of other IP addresses through NAT type. We'll say up to 1,000, okay? And that one IP address can service 1,000 different devices through NAT.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the only cellular carrier that's truly IPv6 only is T-Mobile.
Not even AT&T?
Nope.
Damn.
Why do you think you can get a static IP address on AT&T? T-Mobile's IPv6 only. They don't actually have any IPv4 addresses that they assign. What T-Mobile does is they actually convert an IPv6 address into an IPv4 address.
Well, with Los Mobile,
But your routing is completely different.
Yep.
with Los Mobile, we can get IPv6, right? Ain't that right, Weasel? What we looked up,
With Verizon,
or was that IPv4?
that was 4. Which, if you want that if you're like
That
opening ports for any reason.
Listen, IPv4 isn't bad, but you want to have support for both because there's certain applications and instances where having IPv6 is good. I mean, basically, the best way I can put this is like this. IPv4 was the beta version of the internet. IPv6 basically fixed many of the problems that IPv4 had, including the limitation on devices that could be assigned.
yeah.
The world's running out of IPv4 addresses if we haven't already.
The world has already ran out of IPv4 addresses, but the reason why it hasn't become a problem is because of carrier-grade NAT. That was the Band-Aid solution.
Basically, like, NAT is like you've got your ISP giving you an IP, and then you've got your router giving IPs to all your devices.
Yeah, I mean, the better analogy for people to understand, the better analogy for people to understand is basically your public-facing IP address would be like your house address, all right? And then NAT is basically like turning your house into an apartment complex, where it's like you got apartment A, apartment B, apartment C, apartment D, so all your letters and shit can go to the right place.
Yeah.
Am I cutting out?
No, you're fine.
I'm surprised, bro. With this upload, it's holding steady.
I mean, bro, I used to live stream off a 10 meg upload. Of course, it's
You
gonna
only
hold
really
steady.
need a solid, probably maybe 4 meg for 720, and probably about 6 to 8 on 1080.
Depending on the streaming service and bitrate, yeah.
Yeah.
But bro, I bet you if I plug in the should I plug in the T-Mobile one?
No. You know what? F it. Go ahead.
All right, so let this test finish, and then I might drop. So most likely I am gonna drop. So
I mean, I'm telling you right now, the T-Mobile one's going to be ass, but it's not going to be because of the upload. It's going to be because of the freaking ping times, the jitter, and the packet loss.
and the gateway.
Yo, Weasel, did I tell you about the fact that T-Mobile upgraded a site out in Lawrence County? It went from being a band 2 15 megahertz site with band 12 5 megahertz or SA-N71 5 megahertz to being a band 66 15 megahertz, band 2 20 megahertz.
No, we recovered.
N41 100 megahertz, and it's getting worse speeds. It's getting worse speeds than when it was just
Yeah,
a
we
band 2 band
recovered?
12 site.
We recovered.
Yeah, you're good, Carlos. But
Bro,
yeah, it's getting worse speeds than when it was a band 2, band 12 only site. Tell me how that's fucking possible.
That's weird. I don't know.
It says your connection is fair, moderate to fair on the StreamYard, so it only has 2 bars.
You're
All right.
holding though.
I changed the wire fast, bro, fast as hell.
Fast as fuck, boy.
So this is on the T-Mobile trash can. Trash can.
The ping times are good in your area, Carlos. They're just good across the board, regardless of who you have. Upload's pretty comparable. Download speed's a lot better. Honestly, I'm going to change the angle on this real quick. Hold up. Oh my god, you look so pixelated, though.
I look so pixelated.
Yeah, dude.
Probably the upload's eating all that bandwidth. Some buffer bloat there.
We're going to do the buffer test on this one, the buffer bloat test.
I guarantee you it spikes over 1,000 ping. Guarantee you. I'm not joking because I tested it at Stetson's house. Listen, if Carlos was to run a T-Mobile speed test on his phone while like doing one of these, bro, you would see the speeds just fucking tank, dude.
Oh, I've confirmed that in my area.
Remember, Dennis, we tested it that day in the office?
Yeah, bro.
When
I was able to repeatedly cause that packet loss. Repeatedly. Just by running a speed test on my phone. One phone.
One phone got it to 30% packet loss. That was wild.
At like 4 a.m. here, I've ran speed tests on T-Mobile. I'll get like 400 on my site. and I'll start a test on another device on T-Mobile, and they'll both just tank speeds meet in the middle.
I mean, bro, I've literally had test timeout when I was running phone tests at Stetson's place.
Sounds like they don't have like any type of
QoS.
priority or QoS. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, their network is a dumb network, bro.
All right, bro. We're gonna
Which goes the same for pretty much any prepaid or MVNO on T-Mobile too, right?
Yep.
All right, bro.
I
Good luck.
guarantee you get an F, bro.
Good luck, bro.
If you don't get an F, bro, eat this beanie, bro. I mean, I am pretty hungry
My
right now.
screen just flickered.
I'm waiting for the download to active or the download ping to hit.
I'm wondering if it'll even complete the test. How much you want to bet that the test time's out?
Oh,
230, 300.
Yikes.
Oh my
400.
god, this is doing worse than this is doing worse than the Verizon.
I told
Verizon
you,
was doing
bro.
better.
I told you, bro.
I bet you
Yeah,
everyone
people-
else on the network right now their experience is horrible.
And
Bro,
this is why this can't be a home internet replacement. People tried telling me that they could use it for work, bro.
Bro, right now, I got one bar right now on StreamYard. Just popped up the little Wi-Fi icon with one bar. It's tanking it, bro. So I might crash. Oh shit!
You dipped into the matrix there for a
Am I
second.
doing okay? Am I doing okay?
Your video is desynced with your audio, but yeah.
Oh my god, I'm crashing, bro. I'm crashing. This is T-Mobile for you,
I
bro.
mean, you're pushing
Not
it,
even the
though.
Verizon.
You are pushing it. In a sense.
It got an F.
F.
Oh my! It got an F. Jesus
Now,
Christ, bro.
Carlos, scroll down real
What?
quick and hover over those little blue dots. I want to see where the ping spiked at. 781, bro. 781. That's where it spiked at on your upload.
580 on the down.
Yeah, on the upload, 781. You see that, bro?
Bro, it says I can't even do audio calls. It did a thing. Audio call. You may experience
No-ish.
intermediate issues. Video conferencing. Your internet connection is fast enough to support video conferencing, but you may experience intermediate issues due to buffer bloat. Gaming, no
Apparently
way.
you can stream 4K.
Well, that's
I can-
because 4K... Dude, that's because video doesn't use TCP. It uses UDP, and it's more forgiving when it comes to...
True.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here, so we're gonna read the results because we got some people here, that I told them I would read stuff out when that time came. So our latency unloaded came at 33 milliseconds. Our download active, it says positive 317 milliseconds.
So to clarify, that means that 317 milliseconds of latency was added.
Yep.
On top of the unloaded.
And then on the upload, it was added 466 milliseconds. Our speed came to 486 by 28.8, but we had the highest upload latency of 781.9 milliseconds, and the max latency we had on download was 580.4. So
Yeah, but even your minimums were trash.
We're about
Your
100.
your minimum was 104, bro. 104 and 92, bro. Your minimum latency.
look at what Brian came in here and said. T-Mobile says they're number 1 in 5G. LOL.
Yeah, and I'm a fucking billionaire like Jeff Bezos.
Well, I need a loan.
What up?
I need a loan.
A small loan of $1 million?
All right. I'm gonna pop CenturyLink in. Let's see.
All right. Hey, Weasel, where are you from anyway, bro? You're out in Utah, right?
Yep. St.
Gotcha.
George right now.
And CenturyLink recovered
And
quickly.
EM Tech, where are you out of, bro?
I'm out of Wisconsin.
And
Bro, you gotta send me over some of those good cheeses then, bro.
CenturyLink recovered so quick, bro.
Well,
Send you
CenturyLink
some-
is good.
Some cheese and some spotted cow.
What is Spotted Cow?
It's a beer from a local brewery out here. It's fucking phenomenal.
Well, you know me great. Just
Fuck.
noted it's illegal to send me beer in PA, but so you never sent me the beer. That's never something that happened. Wink.
I'll just send you some 5 gin instead. How about
I gin these nuts, bro.
I mean, Carlos offered me. Holy crap! You're getting over a gig.
That's CenturyLink for you, baby.
How?
Because they over provision.
A lot
Because
of overhead.
this is business, remember, too.
Gosh. Oh man,
Nice.
that is noise, Carlos.
Yeah.
That's noise.
So we got a B grade.
That's the best grade we got in tonight.
So 5 unloaded 5 millisecond, download active adds 36 millisecond, upload active adds 29 with a download speed of 933, upload 933. And then let's see here. So our minimum on the active download was 5.1. Our median was 14.2. Our max, wow, 281.5. So with a median of 41.8.
No, a mean of 41.8.
A
Your
mean.
average was 14. Your mean or your middle was 41.8.
And then upload was 7.8 milliseconds, median 14.6, max 583.2, mean 34 millisecond. Wow. So low latency gaming is where the only one.
And the way you improve that even further is you just turn on QoS at the router. You can literally get that down to 0 real easy, but the T-Mobile trash can doesn't support QoS. So,
You know what's funny?
what?
The Verizon home internet boxes does have QoS. You can go in it and adjust your QoSs and set them up and everything.
Yeah, but bro, that right there is the reason why fiber is the golden king.
It's the gold standard, bro.
The fiber is the second coming of Christ for all people that love using the internet. It is the savior to wash away the sins of the DSL era, satellite, and fixed wireless. We need fiber to save us.
Yeah, I know. So right now I'm doing the IPv6 test right now with the CenturyLink. So
I think it supports it. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest.
let's see here. So yes, it does. It does DNS6 plus IPv6 reachable. And then to give my IPv6, it says the score is 19 out of 20.
That's good. What's the one thing that's missing on it?
It's the fallback.
Oh. Well, that doesn't matter. You don't need to fall back to IPv4 if you have support for both IPv6 and IPv4 in dual stack mode. It doesn't matter.
Wow. I did not know it was that good. Holy crap. Well,
Bro. But I'm telling you right now, even though your CenturyLink is that impressive, I'm going to tell you the brutal truth.
hold on. He got an A. EM Tech got an A.
That's Spectrum.
No.
That's
An
Spectrum,
A?
bro.
Whoa.
That's without QoS enabled too.
That's without or with?
That's
Without
without.
QoS.
That's without.
That's cable.
That's
Oh,
cable, bro.
holy.
Dang, they're pretty
Bro.
generous in their uploads.
Whoa.
Bro, I try to tell people,
Wow.
bro, cable can perform. Good optimized cable can perform better than bad fiber.
Well, JC, thank you for the $4 for the $4.99 super chat. Fiber all the way, baby.
But listen, here's the thing. The reason why that performed that way, and I'm going to take a wild gander here, and I'm just going to say that Spectrum probably has a better router that they're using than the router that you were using to test on with CenturyLink provided you, Carlos.
Yeah, the Zytel is the one that I have with them.
And the router is ultimately what's actually really affecting your buffer bloat here. This is more of a router test at this point. But what we're seeing is that cable is dishing out some decent routers to consumers. So good job, Spectrum.
I need to get
I hate to break the news. That's my own router.
Oh, what router is it?
It's the let's see, I'll pull it up. It's Lynx's. This
A
guy.
link does really.
Oh, I love Lynxes, bro. I used to use them all the time.
This guy. Wi-Fi 6E. It does have built-in QoS, but I haven't messed with it yet. But it's a solid router.
Yep. You should turn QoS on.
I can do that. Give me one second.
See if you can get that down to 0 or like ±4.
Wow.
But yeah, but Carlos, there's something I wanted to say. Even though your CenturyLink is pretty god tier, I hate to break it to you, but it's still not even remotely close to as good as NextLite was out in Colorado, bro. NextLite's on a whole different level, bro.
Oh, I bet. I need a better my equipment they gave me is ass, bro. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow and I'm gonna have them send me the cylinder one, which is the newest CenturyLink router.
Bro, honestly, I am all for using ISP stuff here and there, but honestly, if you really want to do it, bro, you should just buy your own shit, dude.
But what do I need? Do I need to this route? I thought I had to use this router to have the connection, or can I just use my own?
Do they not have an ONT? Does it go like how do they have you hooked up? Is it Ethernet to the router?
It's a dedicated line. It's it goes to an ONT. Yeah, it goes to an ONT, and then from the ONT here.
Yeah, so you should just be able to use your own router. Yeah.
I'll just use my own. Okay, I'm gonna.
You might have to get your login credentials from them, but put that into your new router, like your What is it? Is it the PPPoE?
Does CenturyLink do PPoE? I thought they did things like Fios does, where they do fiber tones.
It's a mix here in St. George. So some neighborhoods do that config. Others have the ONT built into the router, so you're stuck to using their equipment. And other neighborhoods you can use bridge mode, but yeah, it's a mix out here.
So where would I go in the settings to look at that?
We'll do that off stream. Sound good?
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah, bro, because they got it has QoS, so that's good.
Yo, Carlos, literally, bro. Literally, whatever we get you, we should get you something that supports multi-gig because it's clear that you're getting over a gig if you have it.
Yeah. Well,
bro, do you just want a Ubiquiti Dream Machine Pro, bro?
I might just have to pick up a Lambo router, bro.
No, don't get the thing that Sleeth has, bro. I know that's quote unquote Lambo, but in all sincerity, it's really not. For that kind of money, you're better off getting a. He has the Asus, the new Wi-Fi 6E Asus one that looks like a
EXE 11,000, or 11,000.
It's overpriced for what it is.
Oh geez, yeah.
It's overpriced for what it is. Like I'm telling you right now, you're better off just buying an actual piece of commercial equipment at that point.
You could get a UDM and their Wi-Fi 6 access point for
literally UDM Pro, and then they just came out with new Wi-Fi 6 access points, just brand new ones. Not even I think it's the Pros now, right? They had the lights.
They have a light, a Pro, and then an Enterprise or something like that.
Yeah, but the Pros are new, and I'm sad that I don't have a Pro. I have one LR and I have two Wi-Fi 6 lights, which I mean is good enough for my house.
I have a light, a 6 light, and a Nano HD.
Oh, the Nano HD is garbage. That's Wi-Fi 5. It
performs about the same as the light, to be honest.
But it's Wi-Fi 5, so it doesn't have the other benefits that Wi-Fi 6 brings.
But it'll do 160 megahertz channels versus the light doesn't.
Yeah, but 160 megahertz channels are highly congested. So for me, doing 80 megahertz channels is actually better.
My house is pretty shitty, so the way it's designed, it's weird. So like, basically RF doesn't get in or out. So
well, that's a blessing and a curse. For my house, unfortunately, RF gets all over the place, and I get a lot of interference that comes from my neighbors.
Bro, I can pick up a Wi-Fi 6E mesh kit.
Don't. Please, for the love of God, do not.
What about how do you feel about the Nighthawk Netgear tri-band Wi-Fi 6? The AXL? No.
If you're gonna do consumer equipment, go Asus. But I'm telling you right now, 99.999% of consumer stuff that's out there is trash.
Well, then,
especially if you're trying to set yourself up to support higher than gig.
Well, what the hell do I need, bro? Because what I want to do, okay, so what I want to do with these Verizon N77 boxes is I want to bridge them together. I want to bridge as many as I can, bro. So I want to bridge 2. Plus, I want to bridge the fiber. Plus, I want to bridge because at the house I got the Starlink.
So you can't bridge all of them together like that.
No,
You can do
some expensive gear if you really want to like truly bond the speed.
So UDM bonding the speed does. Let's avoid that for a second. So UDM Pro, what you can do with a UDM Pro is you could have your main connection and then you can set up a fallback connection. So you could do dual WAN because it has dual WAN support. So you could have like CenturyLink be your main connection, and you could set up things so that like say like your Verizon is your fallback connection, and then you can have like say even a third cellular backup option. That's the most that you can do with like a UDM Pro, and honestly that makes perfect sense. You could also, technically speaking, what if you want to do too is you could set up 2 LAN networks. So you could have like a virtual LAN network on your UDM Pro, one for the Verizon, one for the CenturyLink, and then you could just connect devices differently and split the traffic that way. I suppose you could also do LAN aggregation as well.
the bridging, right?
It's not bridging. It's something different from bridging. But look, for what you're trying to do, bro, UDM Pro, here. I'm going to share
I want to
screen.
be able to aggregate these connections, bro, and get like hella speed off of them, you know?
I mean, bro, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way.
Fuck.
It's very tricky.
All right, so look. You see this, Carlos? This right here.
Yes.
This right here is what you want.
Oh, it's not even expensive.
I know that. That's what I'm trying to
Cheaper than the
freaking tell
Lambo.
you. I'm trying to tell you that.
That's your router portion of it.
Dude, it supports 10 gig, bro.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Now,
So
do I have to order from their
get-
website, or can I get it like on Amazon or Best Buy or something?
I mean, you can, it's not going to be sold at Best Buy, but I mean, you
It's
can get it
marked
from other.
up on Amazon, but it's available. Yeah.
I mean, you're better off getting it from their website, bro.
If you spend over $100 with them, you get 2-day shipping, and they ship from Orem anyway, like 90% of their stuff.
So,
So
bro,
it's like hella
where?
quick.
Bro,
Orem, Utah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So you're
So I
gonna
get my
get.
stuff so quick.
So, bro, you're gonna get this, okay? You're gonna get this, and then you're gonna want to pick up whatever one of these is in stock because they're always out of stock. Let's just see if this one's in stock. All right. Oh my God, they raised the quantity limit. All right, so you're gonna get that, and
Yeah,
you're gonna
they
want to
just
get like
dropped
2 of
the GA.
these. What up?
They were early access for a long time.
What, the LRs?
Most of the pro. If you go up to the top, you can actually find the pro.
I want to. If I do it, I want to do Wi-Fi.
Bro,
network.
where do you see it?
Go under network, the third tab at the top, and then click Wi-Fi at the top right. Yep. And then they got the pro, third one in.
No, they
like
finally
last
have
one.
it in stock. Bro, I'm about to off-screen order one of these real quick.
Hold on, but I want. Do
Wait,
they have Wi-Fi
does the
6E?
Pro make a meaningful difference over the LR, or is it not worth?
I think the pro is better because it has, I think 4x4 MIMO.
Yes, it has 4x4. Well, the LR has 4x4 MIMO as well,
It does. You're right.
and it has 160 megahertz channel support.
I think the long range just supports more clients and is probably more powerful.
Yo, Carlos, you know what I'll do, bro? I'll tell you what we'll do, bro. Keeping it 100, bro. Do you want to buy one of my light access points off me?
Bro, I need Wi-Fi 6E, bro.
There is no Wi-Fi 6E with these access points.
No.
You don't need 6E, bro.
160 megahertz is actually pretty good when you can utilize it.
But will it give me the gig symmetrical on Wi-Fi?
Bro, nothing is going to give you gig symmetrical on Wi-Fi.
Dude, 60 is doing it, bro. My boy has one, bro, and it does. He gets the 940.
I've seen about 600-700 on my light in good times.
Carlos, we'll talk off camera, bro.
Yeah, we got to set up a thing, but
In fact, on the topic of off camera, I think we should. I mean, we've been going for 2 hours. I think we should just talk off camera and look at ordering some shit, bro.
yeah, I think we're gonna call this one. We're gonna call it a wrap. It's 2 a.m. I gotta go to the house so we can talk off camera and shit. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. For this late night random cable talk. Internet options. I appreciate Dennis, EM Tech, and Weasel here for joining us on the podcast as their members, Weasel and EM Tech. You know, I always post in the community tab when we do live streams like this here at the lab. You know, I always end up putting in the community tab for members only, so you guys can join the podcast. So always pay attention to that. You guys are more than welcome as members to join in on any public podcast. You know, even if it's just a bug out, I don't care. You know, you guys are the members. You guys run this channel, so you guys come in and have some fun. All right, thank you. Appreciate everything, guys. And for the good of the order, Dennis, do you have anything else in the order?
The only thing I just want to say is that I highly recommend that everyone checks out the Best Phone Plans channel. Stetson was able to get Mike Dano on as a guest, and that was uploaded a few days ago. I think it's pretty awesome. I think it's a pretty awesome episode. I wasn't able to make it, unfortunately, but I thought it was really cool. And this week, I know there's going to be future uploads that are coming that I think are going to be excited. One of which was when we had Sasha Segan on, so be on the lookout for that. And much more content along the way, as well as some few surprising upgrades. People that support the Patreon, I'm really grateful to all of you because you're the reason why we're going to be making some investments into some possible backgrounds, as well as maybe we're possibly looking at hiring someone on Fiverr to actually get a custom jingle made. I know that sounds funny, but we're going to look at that as a possibility. So stay on the lookout. The show's constantly improving, and obviously, of course, make sure you give a thumbs up to this video for Carlos, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. And also make sure you check out his card channel because he's also doing some pretty cool stuff with TK.
And also, guys, for another thing in the order, make sure you guys check out Lawrence Chanel 808 channel. I don't know if any mods in here can put a link to his channel and also put a link to the Best Phone Plans. It's RFK Tech USA's channel. Make sure you guys check out those channels. And let them know that you got referred over by Carlos S. Tech. And guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for all our guests. You guys are amazing, and we will catch you in the next one. We out.
Peace.
Later.
Thank you for watching the podcast. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also turn on the notification bell to get notified when we upload content.